question that Andy Hargreaves, Alan Boyle, and Alma Harris set out to answer in their work titled Uplifting Leadership: How Organizations, Teams, and Communities Raise Performance. I am Tiffini Brigola, a teacher in Vermilion Parish.
I am Rachael Sanders. I am the Director of Alternative Programs at St. Mary Parish.
I am Melissa, Chaston-Huval, and I'm a Vermilion Parish Special Education teacher.
And we're going to be discussing this book, Uplifting Leadership.
And as it relates to school district and central office administration. What is uplift? According to Hargreaves, Boyle, and Harris, uplifting has three interlocking meanings that are concerned with emotional and spiritual engagement, social and moral justice, and improved performance in work and life.
The 6 factors that create uplift or dreaming with determination, creativity and counterflow, collaboration and competition, pushing and pulling, measuring with meaning, and sustainable success.
So the first section is dreaming with determination. So first we should stay dare to dream when we are in ed leadership. As a leader, we should also bring the dream alive, but be neither fearful or fearless as a leader. So keep that in mind. But we also have to fight what's right and acknowledge others' feelings at the same time of our faculty. Our second one is pertaining to creativity and counterflow. Creativity is you should use surprising tactics, as in the people that are competitors or actually is not following your philosophy, give them a praise. Let them feel worthy of their qualities and skills, because we all have qualities and skills in our faculty. On top of that, you should surprise yourself and invite people over to your meeting, allow them to have open sessions, and put their thoughts, if they agree or do not agree, and then have collaboration with it. But at the same time, trail your errors. So as you find errors come along, trail it so you can actually learn and grow from actually your error. Then topic 3 is collaboration and competition. Well, the first thing is give away your best ideas, because the minute you give away your best ideas, new ideas are flowing in at all times. Then lift up your competitors. If they down, give them a compliment. Nice day today, and always smile. Respect your rivals and always benchmark you relentlessly. Seek higher common grounds. Okay, and competition is always your number one goal, because that's what keeps everybody moving to the goal that you have set for everyone to meet. Yes.
When you say respect your rivals, that one hits home with me, because as a principal down the road from my rival school and my rival principal, who happened to have an A school while I was still struggling as a C- school, she embraced me and my feelings and my struggle and my needs. And rather than hiding her secrets from me and continuing to be the A school and me continuing to be the C-, she took me under her wing, made a friendship with me, and said, okay, I'm going to respect you as my rival, and it's going to be competitive, but we're going to have a friendly competition.
Right.
She collaborated with me as well as our other 4 high school principals in the area, and within 2 or 3 years, I was in A school and everyone else was B schools. And so because of that effort on her part to be kind to the rivals and collaborate and respect your competition, we became a very strong high school team.
Well, when you were discussing your experience with that, it brought to mind an analogy that was used in the book. They said that wind in one sail moves one ship, but rising tide moves the whole fleet forward. So when you're talking about,
Those are powerful words.
yes, that resonated with me, because collaboration and competition, especially on that district level, between schools, you may have had that healthy competition, but what did that competition do for all of the rest of the schools across the district? You didn't hide anything. There weren't any secrets. As leaders of schools and leaders of districts, we want all children to be successful. So if my school has the secret of success for children, why would I want to hide that from another school who is also responsible for uplifting their children? So if we collaborate in a healthy form of competition, we can all rise.
And
Okay, according to Hargreaves, Boyle, and Harris, pushing and pulling is about inspiring the people within your organization to move forward, to be looking for their strengths and using them to move the whole organization forward. And within pushing and pulling, they discuss knowing your people, drawing the best out of your teams, building trust, staying grounded, avoiding cliques and elites, and converting weaknesses into strength, and conducting difficult conversations with dignity. And I think a lot of this fourth factor deals with the ability of the leader to build relationships.
The one point that stands out to me, y'all, is avoid cliques and elites.
Yes.
And it's more about the word elite, because I think it takes a very special kind of leader who can develop that leadership team within an organization without making that leadership team become the enemy of everyone else.
Yes.
You know, you can't rise them up on this pedestal to where they're running the school and when they say goes and everyone else feels inferior. There's a very fine line. You need to build a strong leadership team to help you,
Right.
whether it's district level or school level. You need that team of people. However, when you do so and you make this elite quality to them rather than those helpful experts,
Right.
the ones who
Right.
have this little maybe extra time in their schedule to be on your, you know, that support team for you where everybody else maybe cannot, you still have to have that respect and that connectivity to each other so that you don't alienate people.
Leadership is measuring with meaning. And measuring with meaning involves measuring the things that you value, sharing your targets, being transparent with the information. Yes, that kind of goes back to factor 4, building trust. If you're transparent, you can definitely build trust. Interpreting evidence intelligently and making your metrics meaningful. Okay, so data is the information that we gather, and we don't want to limit our data because a lot of times school systems think that student achievement scores or proficiency levels are the most valuable data, but we can't neglect, you know, perception data from surveys, demographic data, procedural things involving more than just one factor in our decision making. So our evidence needs to be supported by more than just numbers when we're making decisions. Okay. The sixth and final factor discussed in uplifting leadership.
This part of it is sustainable success, and how do you sustain success? I can't get it out. So even if you come to the point of, okay, I'm an uplifting leader and I follow these 5 components of uplifting leadership. If I have not set my organization up so that it can survive in the future, like for the long haul, I have not done a good job. And throughout this chapter of the book, the authors discuss this and how you set your place up for sustainability. Okay, and not only like 20 years down the road, we're still a functioning organization, but what if the leader falls ill?
Yes.
And the people of the organization maybe have a temporary leader. Does everything fall to pieces because you haven't built in that sustainable factor?
Right.
Okay, and so some of the points that they put to go through to be able to achieve this sustained success in the organization, they say grow your own family tree, appreciate your assets, grow sustainably, and connect the dots. Walk, like they say it, you're standing on the shoulders of others when you're a leader, no matter where you go. Okay, and so you're setting your people up that whoever replaces you can then stand on the shoulders of yourself. So you're constantly getting an organization ready for the long haul. Okay, now it doesn't say you can't celebrate those small short-term goals and your short-term targets. You have to celebrate that stuff, but you can't take it like, oh, we're doing a good job and that's it.
Right.
You have to say, okay, we achieved this step. How does that connect to 10 years down the road? Or how does that connect to our vision? How is this still in line with what our values of this organization are?
Right.
And it's basically saying when you start steering away from what you originally stood for, that's when you get in trouble. And also you got to change with the times. Okay, so you want to continue that traditional firm foundation on the shoulders of others, but new things are coming in. So especially in the school system, you want those core values of education, but we have to change with the times. We have to incorporate innovation and creativity and technology.
So what do you think then are the core values of education that we need to hold true to in order to, you know, build and plan for today, yet still be prepared for those challenges that meet us in the future? Because Dewey was definitely about, you know, that renewal, which is in a way just sustainability. You know, a society creates education, and its purpose is to prepare members of society to successfully face the problems of today, but then to continue to be able to face the problems of tomorrow.
Honig sees value and autonomy in school systems. Like you don't have this central force of the central office. The district just constantly like cookie cuttering everybody, telling them exactly how to behave. She would promote that autonomy on campuses and site-based management and doing what's best for your school and your community. And to sustain the success of a community like that, you have to value what that culture and those core values are. That's not going to be the same as the school down the road.
Right.
You know what I mean? So to maintain your school's personality, to a degree, you have to have autonomy to be able to do that. And so I feel like that central office machine that in the state of Louisiana that's just trying to make us all alike, they're ruining our possibilities to sustain that success, because we have to keep our own community values at the heart of it.
And
you know, while we innovate, while we change, while we go with the times, you know what I mean?
You know, well, one point that I wanted to make when we're talking about autonomy at the school level, when you're talking about sustainable change, you want those changes to be impactful for that particular community. You, like you were saying earlier, align with their values, and who knows a community's value best than the people that are closest to it.
Exactly.
Okay, so when you build your leaders, when you uplift your leaders from the bottom up, they know the concerns, they have the shared values, and they are in the closest direct contact with the students and the community.
Well, probably my favorite thing to read in the whole book was on page 157. The goal of Uplift is to improve prospects of the generations who will succeed you long after you're gone, while making sure that you make things better for the people that you're leading and serving in the present.
If the ultimate goal is that sustainable change, and we are never given, you know, Honig's autonomy at the school level, and we are never allowed to lead ourselves, and we're constantly relying on those at the central office or the State Department to make decisions for us, then we will never sustain our own move forward.
Right.
So we have to be given.
Our rookies need to learn.
Yes.
Our rookies need to learn. That's how we had to do it. You know what I mean? We had to learn, and there's got to be something inside you that's a survival mechanism that makes you fight for things and get really good at things. You know.
Don't be fearless.
We can't. You know.
Right.
You have
but
to.
If we're never given the opportunity to take risks, you know, if we're handed scripted curriculums. And we're told to follow it letter for letter, then our creativity is never sparked. We are never challenged. You know, so you know, we have to kind of look at reassessing the way we see leadership and the way our school systems are run in the state and at the district level, so that we can ensure that our local community schools are sustainable.
Absolutely.
We can definitely implement the 6 factors of uplifting leadership, which are dreaming with determination, creativity and counterflow, collaboration and competition, pushing and pulling, measuring with meaning, and sustainable success.
And we can end with this quote, that the strongest leaders are those who are most able to let go some of their own power and to create spaces where others' decisions can come to fruition.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, and join us back tomorrow.
Whining about leadership.
Thank you.